My fish fam, it's Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and today we're going to be looking at blue-white Merfolk. Thanks to Lorwyn Eclipse, there's a bunch of new blue-white Merfolk cards between the we got the Wanderbrine Trapper, we've got Deepway Navigator, Adept, Water Shaper, and even Sygg's Command, and even a sneaky blue-white card. We got Sygg, Wanderwine Wisdom. A lot of people are very excited for blue-white Merfolk. I don't know why. It has never been playable in like the entire history of Merfolk, but there is a devoted following to it, and now maybe, is it now time for blue-white Merfolk? People love to explore splashes, so let's take a look at some of these cards and see which ones are going to maybe hold up in today's metagame. So the first one that I'm probably the most excited about is the Wanderbrine Trapper. It is a white 2/1 Merfolk Scout, and it has a very useful ability. So it's a 1 mana tap another untapped creature you control, tap target creature an opponent controls. Now, the closest I ever got to a like the biggest 1-drop of all time was Kamena Speaker. It was just basically a green 2/2 Merfolk, and that was it. I am much more excited for this card because not only can I get some early beats in the game if my opponent has no creatures out, but also later on in the game, this isn't just a random crappy 1 mana 2/2. It's effectively potentially removal. So we do have to tap another creature that we control, almost like a Springleaf Drum, in order to tap target creature an opponent controls. So we can hold off, Flages, Psychic Frogs. I don't know, Murktides in theory, big Eldrazi's. We gotta watch out for them Eldrazi's, people. Even has some synergy with Adept, Water Shaper. This is a 3 mana 3/4 Merfolk Cleric, so it's a pretty big creature for 3 mana, and I like that Wizards is finally like upping the power and toughness of our creatures, making them like pretty decent in combat. It has the ability, other tap creatures you control have indestructible. Now, if you get where I'm going here, there is a world where maybe we can even, instead of tap, like, we could let our opponent attack with whatever they want to attack with. We block with Wanderbrine Trapper, and then, I don't know, another random Merfolk. And then we activate the ability with Adept Water Shaper on the board. So we've tapped our creatures, and now they basically are indestructible. Plus, we get to tap down one of their blockers at the same time. So I like is it maybe a little synergy over here? A little bit of synergy. Another white card in the deck, Deepway Navigator. It's a 2 mana 2/2 Merfolk Wizard Flash. When this creature enters, untap each other Merfolk you control, so maybe you can make a surprise block. As long as you attack with 3 or more Merfolk this turn, Merfolk you control get +1/+0. So the bonus, the things I like about this card, it does have Flash, so we can keep passing the turn with some interaction. It's like a pseudo Lord, but the problem with this Lord is you need to have 3 creatures on the battlefield. This sounds pretty Winmore to me. We're trying to live with like basically 1 to 2 creature on the battle, 1 to 2 creatures on the battlefield at any given time. If we've got like 3, then like something went wrong with our opponent for the most part. We either like locked them out of the game with like Harbinger of the Seas, or they had a really bad mulligan. And like it doesn't sound very necessary for us to have 3 creatures on the battlefield, but we'll see what happens. See, we're gonna play test. All right, we're gonna play test. Next, we better talk about Sygg. So Sygg, Wanderwine Wisdom. I might be blocking a bit of this card. It's 2 mana for a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. It can't be blocked, so this is an unblockable creature. Whenever this creature enters or transforms into Sygg, Wanderwine Wisdom, target creature gains. When this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, we get to draw a card. And that is draw a card until end of turn. I'm not really in love with this card because I'm not looking at it as like a 2-drop. I'm looking at it more like a 3-drop, maybe even a 4-drop. So it looks like a 2-drop, but not really. Because otherwise the ETB is going to be useless. Maybe I do have enough 1-drops in play to make that ETB work. But what if I start the game with an Ether Vial? Then that means my 1-drops don't come into play until turn 2, which means I can't use this ability until turn 3. So for a 2-drop, I'm not seeing a whole lot of love for this thing, but the real ability will be flipping it back and forth with Sygg Wanderbrine Shield. And it says Sygg can't be blocked, and when this creature transforms into Sygg Wanderbrine Shield, target creature you control gains protection from each color until your next turn. Unfortunately, not colorless. I'd like a little bit more help versus Eldrazi. Thank you very much. So we can't. It doesn't protect versus Kozilek's command. Can't attack or block. Or sorry, you can attack into their creatures, but you can't. It's not useful for blocking. And to be able to flip back and forth at the beginning of your first main phase, you either pay a white to get to the white side, or you pay a blue to get back to the blue side. Which, once you flip back, then we can start basically getting creatures on the battlefield to potentially draw more cards. And I've, as you see, I'm playing with 2 Silvergill Adept, and I'm gonna have Sygg just be in place of that Silvergill Adept. So we have like, it's a pseudo Silvergill. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. If it's better, I'll get rid of all the Silvergill Adepts. Or maybe I'll get rid of Lords. I don't know. Last card, new card that we're playing with is Sygg's Command. It's a 3-mana Merfolk Kindred Sorcery. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target Merfolk you control. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink until end of turn. Target player draws a card and tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. I actually think this card is powerful. I think this card is very good. I just don't like that it's sorcery. So it doesn't really play into, you know, any aspect of playing with flash or counter, holding up counter spells. Basically, you have to tap out and you have to play more transparently than you would like to. But I like I think all these modes are great. I think they're all very, very good. Under the right circumstances, the life gain could be amazing. Could be the difference between winning and losing games. So let's try it out. Let's try it out. Sideboard, I have no idea what should be on the sideboard. I just put a bunch of Merfolk stuff. Is there a really special white card that should be there? You could all let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, all right, that is the deck tech. Let's get into our Modern League. We won the die roll. We have a pretty decent hand. We can keep it. We'll lose 3 life as we go like... Oh, actually, I guess we have to go turn 1 full... we need to get the... What's it called? Holofound first. We're going to lose a lot of life in this game in order to play our Lord of Atlantis on turn 2. All right, we got our Wanderbrine Trapper. I got my 2/1. Oh! I got the medicine for that. That's for sure. And I'm on the play. Usually I'm always on the draw versus Tron. Feels very frustrating. They can always get Tron online before I get a Harbinger of the Seas online. Okay, that's slightly ugly. I just drew an island. So, okay, let's play it. It's better than paying life. Look at that. Attack for 3, turn 2. Oh, that felt good. That felt great. So what we're going to do with one of these Prismatic Vistas is we're definitely going to fetch for a Plains so that we will have access to white mana in the future, even though we have a Harbinger of the Seas in play. I imagine this Expedition map is going to get a Green Sorcerer Wastes or something. Attacking for 3. I haven't felt that since 2020 when I used to play Kumena Speaker. It's been a while. It has been a while. But I might be trying to consider what land to play. What are we trying to prioritize here? What should we kill? Is Harbinger of the Seas coming up next? The only thing I could be concerned about right now is just Dismember in the main deck. Other than that, I don't really care. Actually, okay, I could care about that. Because now they could play the Eldrazi. They could play the Eldrazi that makes tokens. That would be nasty. Devourer of Destiny. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna take a guess. They do have Kozilek's Return in their Kozilek's Command in hand. They're probably gonna kill my Wanderbrine. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. We're gonna put our opponent to a test. I would assume actually they may not have Kozilek's Command. They might just be holding up mana for Expedition map. That could also be the case. What do they put underneath this thing? The Devourer of Destiny. They didn't use that at the beginning of the game, so they had to have drawn that. All right, let's go for it. We're gonna make this as hard as we can on our opponent. And if they don't have... Okay, so they're probably gonna go get a Wastes now. Or a green source. I don't know exactly what the make of this deck is. Oh, they got Urza's Mine. Generally, that implies that they do have a Dismember here. So they'll go Dismember, play Mine. Well, good news is that they are going to 8 life. So lower the life they go. I do have a Sink into Stupor. So if they play anything next turn, we can bounce it, attack for 5, puts them down to 3, play Mind Spring Merfolk, and maybe that's enough to get across the finish line. Life total is getting really tight. Really tight. And even if they play a creature, I mean, we do have the Trapper. I can even play a creature like Mind Spring Merfolk and immediately start trapping things. Okay, they do have green, so we're going to see Mycospawn something. Sorrowing and Mycospawn. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, keep ramping. Oh, so then they're going to play the Mine now. Cast Sushi Library for a land card. Yeah, so now they can play, or they can play a Mine next turn. They have to play the green source this turn. Well, there's the tower. Can I get a second Harbinger of the Seas, please? Nope. Okay, so maybe I want to... Does this have a cast trigger? When you cast the spell, exile target permanent. That's one or more colors. Unfortunately, all my permanents are many colors. So they'll have the mana. They can put this back into their hand, cast it, eat up maybe a Lord. Unless I bounce this. I could bounce this, attack for 5, play Mind Spring. That's probably my best bet. It's probably the best thing that I could do with my hand overall. It's just maximize damage. Hopefully we can squeeze in the last few points here. Maybe we even thin the deck here. Here we're going to deck thin. This is not a strategy I usually employ. Slightly increase our chances of... Like, either we're going to get crushed here, or we're going to sort of need to be in top deck mode. Because at the very least, they can Ugin Labyrinth this thing back to hand. Oh, is it going to be just all as dust? Okay, it's all as dust. All my stuff is dust now. It's not over, though. It's not over. It's looking top deck. The Harbinger of the Seas. That's exactly what I was trying to do. And you can't dismember this now, can you? You can't even make that many tokens with Kozilek's Return. We're going to put that thing back in hand. But you're going to lack the mana now. It's 7 mana, right? Oh, I can't see it anymore. It's hidden. It's hidden from me. Oh, but you can replay the Mycospawn. It's interesting. The game's afoot. Okay, so I need to top deck an Island Walker. I desperately need to top deck an Island Walker. There's another land. Yep. Maybe we can play 2 things at once with the wastes. I'm going to need some top decks here. I'm definitely in the position where I need to top deck something my opponent does not. They got another Urza's Power Plant. Why not? Okay, Island Walker off the top. Let's go top deck into top deck for victory versus the evil Eldrazi. All right, we're not... Didn't happen. But the good news is we did draw something. Come on, let's draw some more random blue-white cards. You know what would been great? Sygg's Command. That would have been awesome. That would have been hilarious, too. So maybe we can go wide now. This is not going to help, though. They're gonna get rid of my Harbinger of the Seas. They're going to be completely unlocked on mana. But still, I mean, if we top deck a Lord, we win. Oh, no, we don't win anymore if we top deck a Lord. We don't have Island Walk anymore. Wait a minute, they don't have colorless to cast that creature. Doesn't need a colorless card. Is there like no wastes in this deck? What's going on here? Because that's what I thought was going to happen with this. Oh, they had a talisman and they still have 7. Okay, they have 7 mana to cast that card. That works out. What is going on here? Am I missing something? Okay, whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost? What the hell? What? Well, fortunately, Kozilek's Command wouldn't do anything. A lot of blanks. Is that standard? I've never seen this card. Seems like a weird one. This is game 1. It's not even, we're not even in the sideboards yet. Okay, any random Lord wins. Otawara wins. The Sygg's Command wins. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They could do anything. They find something? I can't tell. I got past priority for some reason. Okay, nothing happened. Oh, was it? Oh, sorry. Maybe that creature costs double colorless. I think maybe that's where I messed up. Well then. Well. Now what do we do? Can't really attack. We're going to behold a Merfolk in play, I guess. This one. Okay, we're going wide next turn. Eldrazi deck. Beware. My random token. It's enough to go for 3 damage. It can do it. I swear. Okay, our opponent has... Okay, so our opponent... I think our opponent needs another 2... Okay, hold on. How does this work? Is it just you can play it? You may cast that card. Do this only once each turn. Okay. I still got to scry, too. Okay, I'm going to scry again. Scry to cry. Well, they haven't conceded yet. Guess we're not dead. What did they even do with the original ones? Oh, they found one. Well, that's not good. Found a Devourer of Destiny. Okay, so now we are very close to lost. It's still not technically over, but it's not good. Because now they can play a second Devourer of Destiny. Unfortunately, I can't complain that they top decked this because they didn't. They scried for it. There's the second. Okay, so what I was missing earlier is that it costs double colorless to cast this card. You want to get aggressive? No, that's right. You want to be a coward. You want to be... Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Oops. Unknown creature spells. It's fine. You can just have for regular mana. We got Sygg, Wanderwine, Wisdom. You can't block this. Pressure's on. And they actually have to keep 2 creatures back. They don't have a choice. That's funny. They have to keep 2 creatures back. If they attack with 2 creatures, I'll just take 12 damage. And then we attack for 3. But I imagine we're in some doo-doo anyway. You know, just let the Silvergill Mentor have this ability until end of turn. It's pretty pointless. Oh, wait a minute. Next turn we could... Oh, no. We do win next turn. Because we're going to we can transform this to the second side, and then we can make anything a True Name Nemesis. Okay. Okay. Can I take all this damage? I guess the answer is no. I actually have to... if they attack with everything, I have to chump block with a token. Okay, I need my opponent not to interact with me this turn. Please don't interact. Don't find... They're doing this at the main phase. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, we're dead. We dead. I think well we had decent chances there. It wasn't bad. What did we fight up against? We fought up against a lot of stuff. Okay, what do we want to bring in? Do I have... Oh yeah, I have a bunch of consigned memories in the main deck. We'll bring in another one. We also want Harbinger of the Seas. We might want Tishana's Tidebinder for that stupid artifact. What else do we want? I actually appreciate Flood Pit Stranner in this matchup. Cards we do not want. We probably do not want... I think I'm going to keep the Sygg's Command because it can interact. Champions of the Shoal also can interact. Adept Water Shaper does not interact, and also I don't think it defend... Well, okay, so there is one advantage to this. It can protect versus Kozilek's Return in the sense that it's a 4 toughness creature. I'm not in love with the untap each creature. Nah, I'm not in love with this deep water or anything. I gotta cut something. Maybe it's just gonna be Silvergill Adept. I think we'll just cut some Silvergill Adepts. Not that I am in love with that. Maybe I want Force. They have so many things to force. I can nail most stuff with Consigned Memory, but maybe not everything. I have 30 creatures. It's a lot of creatures. This is chunky. It's okay. It's like a little okay to be chunky in this matchup. It's a little okay to be chunky. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as it is. In my heart, Adept Water Shaper should be sided out, but for the sake of playtesting this card, we're just going to keep it in. I don't look at this matchup like a matchup where we have like a million creatures in play. I look at this matchup like we have very few creatures in play. I think Sygg is going to be somewhat valuable in that it does have natural unblockability. Though I find a lot of my wins are just when you're just completely shutting out the opponent one way or another. Okay, we go first again. The hand is fine. Hand is fine. I'll keep it. Can't really interact with their lands in any way, but that's okay. Outside of that, it's okay. Opponent shows another Devour of Destiny once again. All over again. Okay, we're going to pay 2 life. Play our Trapper. Get that beatdown going. I have to say, like, in game 1, like, our opponent's life total only got so low thanks to this Trapper on turn 1. It was a great card. Great card. Love it. Maybe we'll even see the value of Sygg Wanderwine Wisdom in this game. Now that we're on the play, we can swing in for 3 damage and draw a card. You are our virtual Silvergill Adept. Land pass. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going to get hit by, what's it called, turn 3 Tron. Okay, we'll enable our Trapper. We'll attack for our very humble 2 damage. We'll draw a card. And that card is another Trapper. Probably next turn we'll play a we'll play probably Mindspring Merfolk. Or we might even play a Trapper again, another Trapper. Nothing wrong with these Trappers. I don't think I'll be flipping this thing back and forth just yet. We don't have the spare mana. The Labyrinth is back. We're going to put a Devour there. We're going to put Devour. They always put Devour. Seems like that's just the go-to. Talisman of Resilience. Okay, you are resilient. Another talisman. Alright, I can do nothing about this. Can this thing do anything useful? Stun, draw, lifelink, make copy of creature. No, none of these are useful to me. To me, of my first main phase, pay a white to transform Sygg. And you know what? No. I don't want to pay a white, thank you very much. We will just attack for 4. Play a Humble Mindspring Merfolk and then pass. That is very, very sad for us, but it was expected. Okay, we're gonna crack. I'm gonna get a Plains just in case we draw Harbinger of the Seas. We're gonna play our Blood Pit Drowner at end of turn. Consigned Memory is nice. That's not bad. We'll play. I'll just attack for 2. Guess we'll play Trapper. Do I get greedy so you can tap this? I'm just trying to think, is there any situation where I'm going to get screwed if I just hold up 1 blue mana up? Hopefully not. Okay, I'm going to tap out. Or basically tap out. Because it would also make sense to like hold this up for just in case I have to deal with for example, a Devour of Destiny to, I have to counter the creature and the cast trigger. At the moment, it looks like I'll just, even if they did play Devour of Destiny, I would just counter the cast trigger, let it resolve, then we'll Sygg command, tap the thing down, probably draw a card, and then, actually what we could do is Sygg's command, make a copy of Flood Pit's Drowner, tap it down, and draw a card, and attack for 5. Seems pretty reasonable. How much mana? There's a lot of mana here. Disrupt or Flute? Sure. You want to counter? You want to lock down my Mindspring Merfolk? It's not bad. It's a very nice card, actually. We probably should be playing with this. You can name Urza Saga. That prevents, like, all future Urza Sagas from making a bunch of tokens. Lord of it. What? Lord of Atlantis doesn't even have activated abilities. You're crazy, opponent. You're crazy. Well, we might as well... We might as well fetch. Fetch to thin the deck, as they say. As some might say. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Draw for 1. Leave 1 up. Looks very sus. I don't care. We got a Mentor. All right, let's attack for 6. Sort of feels like they have Kozilek's command here. Feels like it, but, you know, maybe not. Maybe they're just waiting for an end of turn, Ugin's Labyrinth, their creature back into their hand, then cast it on our turn. Yeah, there it is. And again, plan is to let her we'll counter the cast trigger, and then we'll Sygg's command to tap down, make a copy of our Flood Pits Drowner, tap down the thing, and then probably draw a card at the same time. I thought when they played Disruptor Flute, they were going to like name either Wanderbrine Trapper or the Merfolk, sorry, Mindspring Merfolk. Thought one of those two things were going to happen. Do they have Veil of Summer? I feel like they have Veil of Summer here. They're holding up a single green. No. No Veil of Summer. Okay, Sygg's command. I never thought I would be casting this card. Okay, what do we want? We want to make a token? Do we want to give ourselves lifelink? No, we'll just draw a card. Yeah, that's how we're going to be. Okay, target this Merfolk, target us. Pay mana. Hilarious. Okay, that targets our opponent's creature. We drew an Ether Vial, which is useless. Attack in for 8 damage. Huzzah! We go to game 3. That was interesting. That was very interesting. Little did my opponent know that the Lord of Atlantis was already on the battlefield. It was just in its car. It was waiting in the parking lot. It was an empty parking lot. They should have seen him. Okay, I don't know what to go for here. I think the same. I mean, okay, so when we're on the draw, there's a little bit more room to bring in something like Force of Negation. We have an extra card. So and it is in our interest to slow our opponent down, whether they play a Talisman or Utopia Sprawl. I think this deck plays Utopia Sprawl. Actually, I didn't see a mountain. Maybe it's just more of the colors. I mean, it's just green. You know, these decks, they got so many mutations and forms these days. I can't keep track of what they're doing. You might be asking, why don't you have Tishana's Tidebinder? Tishana's Tidebinder, it interacts with the deck, but it's really awkward. Like you only hit half their card, and Tishana's Tidebinder is always worse. It's just straight up worse than every creature they have. So it's like a 3-mana Stifle, and I think that's pretty bad. I think it's poor. Sygg's Command, baby. Sygg's Command. Okay, we gave Adept Watershaper a chance. I'm gonna remove it. Bring in Force of Negation. Can be used on that stupid artifact that beat us in game 1. Also can be used on Expedition map. This hand's terrible. It's just too many lands. It's got a plan. The plan stops at turn 2. We will mulligan. This hand is a lot better. We'll keep it, and I guess we'll dump 1 Trapper. Won't be trapping this time. Another can there be a game where there isn't Devour Destiny? I don't know. Like, I get that Modern is like somewhat balanced, but this card was such a mistake. I mean, it's literally just Once Upon a Time with a creature attached to it. It doesn't even cost that much mana for colorless, for a colorless deck. It costs like nothing. See, that we would have spent, I would have snap countered that if we had, if we could. Okay, Merfolk. I would say we're pretty sufficiently behind here. Opponent's coming out of the gates pretty fast. We don't really have... This hand is a little dirty. It's a little too dirtily. Just a little too dirtily. Look, they're gonna have Devour of Destiny already available by next turn. We're already in trouble. The trouble has started. Okay, let's draw a card. If we're allowed to. Let's get the beat down. Let's get the beat down. Is there anything good about our position? Well, we can tap down the Devourer of Destiny, I guess. Come on, Harbinger of the Seas. That's the only thing that would give me some hope right now. I want hope. Right now I have no hope. I need the hope. Oh! Wow, I just called it twice. Doesn't matter, though. We lost the first time. The first time I called it in game 1, just snap lost. But the second time, maybe second time's the charm. Just tap out for that Devourer of Destiny. Chew up our... Actually, both cards are a bit of a danger. We already have the planes in our hand. That's good. That's good. I don't know what we're going to use it on, but it's good. I didn't consider this line at all, but if they play 7 mana and pass, I might have wanted to actually activate Sygg Wanderwine Wisdom's ability. Because they don't have to just, like, throw out a Devourer of Destiny here. And then if they don't throw out Devourer of Destiny here, then I don't want to tap out. Like, I don't want to put more creatures on the battlefield and get eaten up by all his dust. Okay, there it is. Which one's more valuable? Which one's more dangerous to you? Oh, that one's dangerous. Excellent choice. The Merfolk communities they are very high on that card. Very high on Sygg Wanderwine Wisdom. But I'm about to throw out my own wisdom against you. Never tap out versus the Harbinger of the Seas deck. You never know when they have Harbinger of the Seas. All right, now given our hand, we can win pretty quickly. We will win this race. We have to, of course, we need to hope they don't have a basic forests. They don't have Dismember. So, you know, Harbinger of the Seas is not the be-all end-all, but it's a strong card. Without knowing anything in our opponent's hand, I would say we're advantaged. They can also get out of this lock the old-fashioned way with like 2 talismans or something. They could even play that stupid artifact. That funny little artifact. Why'd they take so long? I had so much hope. I had so much hope. They played like so slowly and methodically. They should have just killed that thing off instantaneously. Okay, well, we're dead. I mean, unless they have a bunch of lands in hand, that's probably our only other chance. Unfortunately, to curve out next turn, I have to tap my, sorry, I have to play a Hollowed Fountain untapped. Oh, now what is this going to be? We're going to name with this thing this time. Cost 3 more to cast. You're going to name Lord of Atlantis again? Consign to memory? I'm not really in a position to consign anything. Well, we got a Lord of Atlantis. What's we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Guess we're gonna play a Mindspring Merfolk. We're gonna play our Lord of Atlantis. And I guess we're gonna pass. And hope our opponent doesn't do anything. Nothing dangerous anyhow. And then we can tap down the Devourer of Destiny on their turn. Play another Lord. Get in for big damage. Big damage. Hopefully. I don't even need Island Walk. I have a rich import for creatures here. Okay, they do have a lot of land. Could be our one route to victory. I don't like the look of this. They got all his dust. Okay, this is just a game where they had like literal... Oh, it's Miko Spawn. That's fine with me. It was starting to feel like a game where, okay, they just have everything. They had like turn 3 Tron, they had Devour. I'm going after my lands, huh? It's pretty rude. I didn't go after your lands. Okay, we'll tap. Your Miko Spawn. Next turn, we're probably going to draw 2 with this Mindspring Merfolk. Maybe not. Maybe we don't. I could wait a bit on it. But I don't have Island Walk. Don't have Island Walk. Okay, do you know what? I think I'm going to let myself get beaten down a little bit. I'm going to fetch for an island. I'm going to activate this now, because I don't want to do it later. I'm going to draw 2 cards. We beef up our creatures a bit. This was terrible. I will elect not to attack. If they attack us, it will be okay. We can play a Lord attack for 8 and then keep Wanderbrine Trapper. So the plan is if they attack into us, we take 9. It's fine. We go to 8. And then between Wanderbrine Trapper and a Master of the Pearl Trident, we can tap down the Devourer of Destiny and also attack in with our other creatures. Again, like, but we're pretty far behind here. We're not really getting any serious momentum going. The hell is this? Giant walking ballista? Is it like literally Emrakul? Are you killing anything? What's the modes? Target player scries X, draws a card, and make a bunch of tokens. Okay, so they're looking for the kill. Is what they're doing. They're going for the kill. Maybe they had that in the entire time, and they were no. They could. I had a plains up last turn. They could have went for it if they wanted to. Unless they mistook my plains for an island. Yeah, they're done. I don't know what to say. The matchup is tough. It's a tough one. Oh, something big is coming. They're going to introduce us to Daddy. Big Daddy. It's funny, we actually see the tokens in the graveyard. Extinguisher Battleship. When it enters, destroy target non-creature permanent. That's fine. Deals 4 damage to each creature. Okay, that's not fine. Okay, good games. Okay, that was round 1. I think I like the Wanderbrine Trapper in this matchup. I think the potential to like eat up a creature, but also getting some early beatdowns is great. But I needed more interaction, certainly. We just didn't have. Well, we did have it, but they immediately had the answer to it, and then that ended that. What else? I don't think a lot of the blue-white cards help us particularly here. I'm not sure if Wanderwine is like okay. Maybe it's okay. It's like it's okay if the game is stable, but it's hard to get to a stable position unless my opponent is like flooding out or we had control of the game anyway. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you very much. We're gonna see you in round 2. Round 2, we won the die roll. Our hand curves perfectly. We're gonna keep it. And I'm actually curious how this hand plays out because this is a lordless hand. And we might very well go like turn 1 Wanderbrine Trapper into turn 2 Sygg, into turn 3 Adapt, and just, you know, turn creatures sideways and not care. I'm going to see what happens. We'll start with... I think I'm going to start off with the Plains, actually. I certainly don't want... I don't want to draw my basic... I don't want to draw any more my basic lands. And the only line that this disrupts is if I were to play turn 2. It prevents turn 2 Silvergill Adept. Sorry, it's turn 2 Lord of Atlantis or Master of the Pearl Trident, but I won't take that line. Maybe we're up against Boros Energy. That will be great because I'm curious to know how this matchup would play out. We're gonna continue the game with Island. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold back this Prismatic Vista. Let's draw some cards. We've had some pretty favorable hands for the Sygg. Ooh, maybe we can win the game on the spot here, or not. Okay, do I want to flip this thing? I think the answer is no. Not yet, at least. Not yet. Or do I? Hold on. So I smell a Solitude with an Ephemerate. Maybe you know what? Maybe we are going to flip. So, target creature you control gains protection from each color until your next turn. All right, we'll give it to the Sygg, I guess. Okay, so we've got some little protection action. Let's get into the red zone freely, without a care in the world. Okay, Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. And I think we'll play the other Wanderbrine Trapper. And then we're just going to play it very carefully here. Put this consign up. Felia, that's fine. I mean, if you're going to play something of yours and blink it, then it's just not going to come back. Okay, so this is the Jeskai BS deck. Quantum Riddler with warp, and it is not ever going to warp again. So we're going to let that resolve, then on the return trigger we'll just kill it. We'll consign it. I can reasonably block here. I think their creature is worth more than ours. I think they could. Can I take it back? Forgot it's legendary. They could have a second one next time. Gotta watch out for the second one. There's always another one. Yeah, there's a warp trigger that doesn't matter. So we'll consign this Felia trigger. Quantum Riddler actually doesn't come back, buddy. And now we can do this all over again. I will pay this. And I'll give the power to this Wanderbrine Trapper. Ugh, they're looking for all the right manas. Okay, Galvanic Discharge. I can't do anything about that. But anyway, the most important thing is we still have a Sygg. Sygg is still here. Okay, attack for 2. I think we'll play the Harbinger of the Seas, because either you can kill this thing or you can't. I at the very least I want to delay any sort of Flage. I mean, Solitude Ephemerate is still on the table. Okay, Galvanic Discharge. Okay, that's fine. Sygg is slowly chewing away our opponent's life total, though. Ooh, Lord. I think I'm going to opt to keep flipping this thing. Now, do I want to play a Silvergill Mentor or an Adept Water Shaper? I think I'm going to go for the Adept Water Shaper. Okay, first we'll attack for 2. Because it can survive a Flage. And also, it's just the most mana efficient thing I can do right now. Oops, undo. I need white. Too used to getting blue mana with my Cavernous Souls. All right, our Adept Water Shaper. It has arrived already. All right, everybody. Anyone looking to see how this card's going to perform? Here it is. Protection from Flage right now. Not protection from Solitude, though, but protection from Flage. Unless my opponent throws their Snapcaster at me. No, they do not. Let's... I think we're going to keep flipping this. Because why not? Question is, where do I put the ability? They left 4 mana up. There's nothing else in the graveyard. I'm going to put it on the Adept Water Shaper. And I'm going to do nothing but attack. And I'm going to play... I plan on playing Wanderbrine Trapper and a Silvergill Mentor this turn. I took all the damage. Wow. I was very surprised by that. That seems just downright insane. Okay, here's my Trapper. What do they have? Is like Factor Fiction or something? No more lies. Oh, okay, you have counter spells. Well, I couldn't really do anything about that. Okay, we're going to behold a Merfolk here, because I had a better creature. Because it makes more creatures. So they could have a handful of counter magic to explain all their do-nothings that they're doing right now. Ooh, imagine like playing Felia and then blinking your Snapcaster Mage. That seems pretty hot. It's pretty hot. So they have a combination of counter magic and nothing. And lands, probably. Is that actually good in Modern? Counter target spell, exile. I see. Okay, the exiling part is like super important. You get a Flage. Can't kill this because it's tapped. Can't kill this because it's 4 toughness. They protect each other, basically. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. It still dies, right? It still wasn't escaped. Okay, you gain 6 life, though. So now it can kill my Water Shaper. Water Shaper down. I'm still going to attack for 8 with a Lord. Is that enough? Yeah, that should be enough, even if they get the Flage back. So I'll transform this thing again. I have to admit, it's getting value. Who am I going to give on... Okay, we might as well make... the token unblock. We're going to make the token draw a card. So I plan on playing the Lord, attacking for 8. So if they kill the Lord, they then also have to kill the token. Oh, sorry, this doesn't draw a card. That was stupid. I made my token indestructible until next turn. How foolish of me. Should have just made this thing indestructible. Or even this one. That would have been fine, too. It's too bad I couldn't get this Lord in play already. Mindspring Merfolk, land, pass. Alright, my hand's face up. Oh no, you can oh, the good thing, there's nothing else to go get. Unless there's like a removal in hand already. No. Oh, you're gonna get 2 triggers with the Flage. That could be a problem. Okay, so this I really screwed up this Sygg ability, but they still might go for like kill. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope I didn't screw this up, because that's like that's a 6-point life swing. Okay, okay, they killed that anyway. Well, but still though, it would have been convenient to have that thing alive. Okay, we're gonna take 6, which means we can survive a Flage attack next turn. I have to admit, that's crazy. We went from like almost completely winning to borderline lost now. I need to draw... A Lord would win. That does not win. But it is interesting. It is interesting. It's interesting because I can gang block the Flage now and kill it if I really need to. Let's actually pass. Or maybe I can't gang block the Flage. Yeah, it's not going to work the way I think it's going to work. You want to shoot that thing, huh? Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't matter. They're not going to be tapped. Oh, I'm a bit silly. Okay, so this thing's going to die. Okay, so I had to attack with these 2. Well, it didn't change anything. Okay. This is just going to die. It's fine. I think I'm going to chump. I'm going to chump the Flage once. Then I'm just going to draw a billion cards with Mindspring Merfolk next turn. Yeah. We're just going to draw a bunch of cards with Mindspring Merfolk. Okay, I'm going to attack with my Adept Water Shaper, though. 9. Oh, they can do 11 damage here. Maybe I have to chump with Adept Water Shaper. And also, what is this Fledgedrun going to get? I think it has to get a fetch land at this point. I took all my basics out. Okay, pass. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed by this Jeskai deck. I had in my mind a pretty good hand overall, and a single Flage dismantled it. We need that Wanderbrine Trapper now. That would be useful. Okay, where is this going? Okay, this is going against this, so I can crack, fetch, go to 8, take 6, because I need the cards. We need cards very badly right now. And so this creature's gonna have protection because it's gonna be tapped. My Adept Water Shaper gets a little bit bigger too. I drew a bunch of junk. Okay, I'm gonna take 4. We're going to take. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to block because I'm just gonna die next turn. I don't have a hand that can wait like one more turn. I don't know what I want to draw here. That's not it. So I had to chump. Although the situation is very dire. I would chump and then I'm in super chump block mode. They would just eat up everything on the board. I'm just dead. I'm not going to wait for it. Sideboarding. What do we want against the Jeskai Blink deck? I think we want Tishana's Tidebinder. I think that's okay. I'm not entirely sure we want Harbinger of the Seas. But I do think we want anything, like we want stuff like Consigned to Memory that can interact with like their blinking. Mystical Dispute might also be good to counter Snapcaster Mage. What else? Maybe that's it. Actually, I already have a bunch of counter spells. Maybe I don't want too many counter spells. Oh, sorry, Snapcaster Mage. There's also the Riddler. What are the blue cards? Isn't it like just mostly like a Burrow stack with a little bit of blue? What are blue, like really important blue cards are there? No More Lies. That's not important. Okay, let's look. I love Champion of the Shoal. We'll try Sygg's Command. I'm a little iffy on Harbinger of the Seas. I might be super iffy on Harbinger. You know what? We're going to remove Harbinger of the Seas. That looks weird, but A, they already have islands that we can abuse. Second off, they've got basic lands they can go get. They're playing Solitude, so that is another way of just eating up the Harbinger of the Seas. I don't want to depend on like trying to lock them out. I just want to control the board. Control the blinking. If you can control the blinking, you're controlling the game. I think a 1-mana 2/1 is fine. Although I have to admit, this is acting in this match. I think for the most part in this match, this might be acting as just a 1-mana 2/1 creature with no other interaction. Oh, Mistcaller. Oh, I don't know if Mistcaller works nearly as well here because it doesn't affect Flage, but affects everything else. It interacts with just Felian Ephemerate. Okay, I'll bring a few in. Bring a few. Anything else? Silvergill Adept's great. Any card advantage is good in these matchups. Some Lords are fine. Deepway Navigator. You probably should get sided out for like a Mystical Dispute or something. I'm actually going to do that. I don't mind Adept Water Shaper because I don't really like its ability, but you know, a 3-mana 3/4 is going to be fine. 3-mana 3/4 is people. It's not bad. One lander, mulligan. Ugh, it's not a one. Ugh, this is too much mana. It's too much mana. And no curve. And no guarantee at a future. I think we're gonna mulligan. Yeah, this is basically a 4-card hand. It's that bad. This hand's great. Okay, I like this hand. We'll dump. Gotta dump a few things. Do you want? Do I get rid of an ether vial? Yeah, we'll get rid of ether vial. If I don't have ether vial, let's get rid of the island. This thing. We're just gonna be a little bit. We're gonna be aggro in this first game. We're gonna be pretty aggro in game 1. Which is not a plan I expect to work versus an attrition blink deck. In fact, I don't think it's going to work at all. But it's 5 cards versus 8 cards. I don't like our chances anyway. Okay, we'll attack for 1. Let's go get our Hollow Fountain. We'll behold the creature in play. We got a little bit of diversity here. You don't have any sort of no more lies BS, do you? I'm a little tempted to just activate the Mind Spring Merfolk and draw a card. Because we guarantee 1 card. I'm playing around counter magic. Cancel. Let's attack. I declare my attacks. Attack with these 2 dummies. So now I'm thinking if No More Lies is down now, they can't play Felia. I'm just wondering if I even pump this up anymore and we just play Adept Water Shaper. No, well, we can still pump it up. I still want my card. And then our future creatures like this this token and the Mindspring Merfolk will be a little bit bigger. What is our opponent on? What are they thinking about? You know, the only downside to this plan, now that I think about it, is that again, we're on the aggro plan. I went back instinctually to the like, okay, let's grind out the attrition blink deck, but I'm not really in the greatest position to do that. And my best bet under the circumstances is just like curve out, hopefully beat our opponent to death. Maybe the best thing was to just attack with everything. Or play Adept Water Shaper, attack with everything, and see what happens. It's... Oh, not Flage. Teferi! That's Teferi! I'm gonna bounce my token. Token down. Is Teferi down? Teferi down. Okay, Adept, Water Shaper, and pass. And we get to pass with Prismatic Vista up, which is fine. Our opponent's doing a number on their life total, so that's useful. Unfortunately, Adept Water Shaper not big enough to get out of range of the second Galvanic Discharge. Very, very unfortunate. And it feels... Not entirely sure. It feels like there's a Snapcaster Mage coming. Is there anything I can even do about it? Okay. Oh, this is Champions of the Shoal. I actually thought that when I looked at this card... Oh, I made a mistake. I should have played the Lord first, and then I'd get him for 3. I thought this was Sygg. They look the same. They have a sort of similar merfolky look to them. Okay, the post-combat Lord, which I don't hate either. Honestly, don't hate the post-combat Lord, but we had protection from like a Snapcaster Mage anyway. By the way, I just want to illustrate, you know, how awkward things like Adept Water Shaper are. Like, this is a card that it would be way better if it included itself, but especially that it doesn't. It requires you to have like a large board for it to be meaningful, which we cannot even achieve. Oh my god, there's so many Galvanic Discharges. Yes. Sure. Velia's back. You want to blink my Mind Spring? It would be good, actually, to play Champions of the Shoal and blink my, or like exile the Mind Spring. That way I can... that way I have the ability to... if they kill Champion, I can play the Mind Spring and draw some more cards off of it. Did Feli even do anything? Felt like the answer is no. Or did they take a land? Okay, I'm gonna fetch. Don't get so excited. Just getting an island. We want to do Ephemerate your Felia. They want to do something at their end step. They do nothing. All right, we're going to take our turn. I don't think I can play this Champions of the Shoal into all this open mana. Not to mention, I sort of want to play Champions of the Shoal when there is nothing. When there's like, or sorry, when there's something in play that I can tap down with it. There is a Felia, but I don't know if that's good enough here. They have to have Snapcaster Mage, right? They do have Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so this is going to kill... if I counter this, it doesn't change anything. Oh no, it does. Yeah, it doesn't change anything because then they have to... they could Felia blink the Snapcaster Mage anyhow. So maybe I had to play Champions of the Shoal last time. And even though they could play Snapcaster Mage in response, I could consign. Oh yeah, okay. So I think if I could play that turn better, I had to have played Champion that turn, and I had the opportunity to as well. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's an additional cost to cast it. I just exile it. It would be exiled. I just have nothing here. We have a few more turns to live, and then we're dead. They do have counter spells. Why are you doing that? The Ether Vial was literally doing nothing. It was literally doing nothing. I guess they want to felly away my bird. Oh, they have another galvanic. They have 4 galvanic discharges. All of them. Ooh, Quantum Riddler. Pretty cool. Okay, if we draw, I assume the Felly is going to hit the Quantum Riddler. If we draw a Merfolk, maybe we can get back into this game. Yeah, we're going to super counter this this Felia trigger. It's countered. Quantum Riddler didn't come back. Ooh, Tashawn's Tidebinder's here. Okay. Don't have a counter spell. It really feels like they have a counter spell. Just don't have it though. They countered the they used Strict Serenade on our Ether Vial, for crying out loud. Mystical Dispute? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. No, we didn't have a chance. All right, good games. Good games, opponent. White Splash doesn't really look that useful here in the matchup overall. No, probably the Sygg. Sygg actually probably is good. Somewhere a combination of Sygg is strong and maybe that's it. You know, the Adept Water Shaper, this just might as well be Sveloon. It's just as strong for the most part. And if anything, if you have enough creatures in play, Sveloon is just much stronger. So I don't really see Adept Water Shaper being like, it was playable. I don't regret playing it because Galvanic Discharge can't kill it unless you chain multiples, which they had 4. Yeah, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. Here for round 3, oh, we have quite a hand. We have hand of a curve. We got our 1-drops. We got our 2-drops. We got our 3-drops. We even have a command that we might be able to use. Probably we'll go Flooded Strand into Hollowed Fountain, into, I don't know, something. I could stick to, let's see. Actually, our hand doesn't have any double blue in it. So if we want to, we can actually just go fetch out of Plains and save ourselves some life and play our Wanderbrine Trapper. So Wanderbrine Trapper. It's not, you know what? I'm still not really used to this name. It's not Wanderwine, it's Wanderbrine. Oh, how sneaky my opponent is. You want to look at my hand, huh? Well, go for it. Probably they're the thing. It looks like we're up against Black-White Blink. It looks like it. Because they're looking at my hand on turn 1. Now is this... Okay, how good is this card versus the Blink deck? I get a token of one of the Merfolk I have. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink. I imagine the Trapper should be okay. Because we could, like... There are a lot of cards that I might want to tap down with the Trapper. Like a lot of creatures. Ho, ho, ho. Well. That's also very good in this matchup for as long as my opponent does not have... yeah, the Harbinger's Seize is great. So long as my opponent doesn't have Solitude. Can sometimes just win the game on the spot. So we'll get... I think we'll just keep saving our life total. Mind Spring Merfolk. Let's Mind Spring Merfolk it up. Well, now it looks like it's really mandatory I get like another blue source for this Harbinger of the Seas. Opponent plays Profane Tutor. Okay, I don't even know what our opponent's up to now. I was like, maybe I know what's going on. No, not really. This is not the card I wanted to see. We have a bunch of 3-drops in our hand. It would have been beautiful to play Harbinger of the Seas and then Harbinger of the Seas, and I don't know, make a copy of it with our Sygg's command. Anyway, that wasn't in the cards. We're going to play a Wanderbrine Trapper. So our opponent has, by the way, if anyone doesn't know what Profane Tutor does, because it's not a superly common play card, it's Demonic Tutor on Suspend. So they get to search for a card, put it in their hand. So now, like, next turn, I don't even want to play Harbinger of this. Lantern? Lantern? Oh, I need that Flood Strand. Are you going to give it to me? Probably not. I have a feeling I'm not going to be allowed to have my Flooded Strand. Oh, they let me have my Flooded Strand. Well, I certainly don't want that Ether Vial. Well, now what do I do? I sort of got everything I wanted. Okay, let's read this. Okay, Lantern Control. Create a token that's a copy of target Merfolk you control. Target creatures target player controls gain lifelink. Target player draws a card. Tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. All this sucks. Completely sucks versus Lantern Control. Now I'm just trying to think, okay, what else could I do here? If I play Harbinger of the Seas right now is bad. It would have been so good last turn, because then this thing only adds colorless. So if anyone doesn't understand, if I play Harbinger of the Seas, the Urza Saga will sit on this chapter 2 of creating a 0/0. They can activate and create the 0/0 colorless token for an eternity. And there's like not a great way for me. They'll just make that creature every single turn. I mean, I guess I could play an Adept Water Shaper and start attacking into it anyway. Would that work? I'm attacking for 5 this turn. What's going to happen is Profane Tutor is going to find Ensnaring Bridge. But that's going to cost some... You know what? Maybe we're just going to do that. Maybe that's just what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to attack because Ensnaring Bridge is on the way. I'm going to crack this. Go get an island. And I'm going to play Harbinger of the Seas. That'll cut off all the removal. And hopefully, even if they play Ensnaring Bridge... There's just too many creatures in play. Okay, so they're milling themselves because they realize they're in deep doo-doo right now. This is the deepest of doo-doo. Deep doo-doo. And even if they make tokens with Urza Saga, this Adept Water Shaper, where it says other tap creatures you control have indestructible, it's going to help us. It's definitely going to help us. Now they can go find any card they want in this entire deck. There might be a Dismember in there. Maybe there's a Dismember. Here's a Walking Ballista. I don't know what a Lantern Control deck looks like today. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've played against Lantern. Super hot minute. Okay, this is their library. This is our library. We got a water. They may not even want us to get that Water Shaper. Unfortunately for them, we have another one. I think they know about this one though. What do they know about us? Okay, so they know about Flooded Strand, Silver Guild Mentor they took. We played this, so they know about our Adept Water Shaper and they have perfect information. That's the situation right now. I have to say, you know, Merfolk in 2025 feels a hell lot better than Merfolk in 2015 playing against Lantern Control. Or when did it come on the scene? 2015, 2016, something like that. Oh no! Opal! Isochron Scepter. Oh no, is this going to put like a Fatal Push on it or something? Orm's Chant. Target player can't cast spells this turn. If the spell was kicked, creatures can't attack this turn. Okay. Hold on, but you have to... Don't you have to pay it? Pay 2, tap, you may copy the exiled spell. Oh. So my hold on, but there's a kicker. Target player can't cast spells. If the spell was kicked, which you can't, creatures can't attack this turn. Okay, so I can attack for a little while. I'm allowed to attack. So they're going to chant me. So I can't do anything at my upkeep. Like, do I want... No, I don't want to draw anything. Okay, I got my water. So I can't play spells, right? No, no allowed to play spells. Can I win here? Can I win here by drawing a card, just out of curiosity? I'm guessing the answer is no. This 3... No, I'm only dealing 9. Does 9 damage... Is that worth it? What do they look for? Okay, I'm not going to pump up because if my opponent plays Ensnaring Bridge, I might need my hand to be on the low side. So I need the power of my creatures to be on the low side. Okay, there's Opal. Oh, this is important. I can't play my Adept Water Shaper. Not yet, anyhow. Okay, how do they... Oh! Does that work? So they had the Opal? Is that how that works? So they can cast the card and then play the kicker after the fact? Okay, I didn't know that was even an interaction that could happen. That's a little bizarre. Okay, so now I can't do anything there. So now we're in like a sort of a wait and see mode. I'm going to make a token. So I can't play spells. I can't attack. Wow, they really need that Opal, or I was going to win the game. But I can tap down the constructs for a little while, if that means anything. We do have this Wanderbrine Trapper. But they also have control over the top of their deck. You know, I was hoping for a nice... Oh, apparently I'm getting swung at. I'm supposed to tap that thing down. I'm silly. Look at Sygg's... I don't know if Sygg's command would do anything here, frankly. Okay, I'm going to be allowed to have... I wonder, are they going to give me the Ether Vial? Because if they give me the Ether Vial, then that... Oh, I see, yes. I can't cast it. Aha, aha, aha. Okay, next. Okay, next turn. I'm trying to think, like, what can get me out of this? I don't know if there's anything that can. Not in my main deck, anyhow. Or nothing great. So I guess the deal is this one... Okay, beginning of combat. Okay, let's tap some stuff down. Shouldn't have taken that damage last time anyway. Behold the power of my trapper. You've been trapped. Sort of. I don't mind getting the land, because the land means I can pull off a larger Mind Spring Merfolk at some point. At some point. What's in our deck, in the main deck? Is there anything that can interact with Orum's Chant? Is there anything that can interact with stuff? Can I take 16? I cannot. I think... Honestly, my mode right now is double block, draw 3 off of Mindspring Merfolk this turn, and then hope that I can draw something useful underneath the last 2 cards, underneath the 2 cards of my deck. It's the only thing I can think of that might get me a victory here. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Another lantern? Yeah, you can lantern all you want. You got another lantern. How many lanterns do you want? Okay, so we'll activate this. Can't lantern away the... Okay, we got to sink into stupor. Does that do it? That might do it. Okay, hold on. It's return target spell. So you're playing a spell. Can I sink this? I'm hoping I can sink this. That looks like I can sink it. So we can... Okay, this is blue. That's good. Okay. So that'll let me cast my Master of the Pearl Trident. And that will help me attack through with my creatures over this Urza Saga. I can't believe we won that game. I can't believe we did it. Thank you so much, Mindspring Merfolk. Unbelievable card. I thought you would have been completely crushed under the weight of Bowmasters, but you know what? History showed that Bowmasters isn't good anymore. Okay, what cards do we... I don't even know what is good now in this type of matchup. I imagine Tishana's Tidebinder is amazing because we can, like, shut off... Or we can shut off, like, Lantern of Insight, Codex Shredder, a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm going to want Force of Will... Sorry, Force of Negation to counter cards like... Ensnaring Bridge. We're probably still going to want Harbinger of the Seas. What else do I want? Miscall looks bad. Consigned to Memory might be good. Might. I think Adept Water Shaper is actually going to be reasonable here. Sygg's Command does nothing. We're just going to remove this thing. Champion of the Show also does nothing. We'll get rid of this card. Deepway Navigator. It's a flash creature. Untap each Merfolk as long as I attack with 3 or more. It's a random lord. Maybe we'll keep it. Sygg actually doesn't look all that impressive. I have 61 cards. I need to remove some more stuff. Hexcatcher actually looks really... Actually, Hexcatcher, honestly, is just... Like this is... Flash. When this creature enters, untap each other Merfolk you control. That's useless. As long as you attack with 3 or more Merfolk you control get +1/+0. Like, it's a random lord. Maybe the random lord is okay. But this is a random lord that interacts with our opponent. I think Adept Water. Okay, so I'm gonna keep Adept Water Shaper just in case that's important versus like an Urza Saga. And I'll do away with the Deepway Navigator. We're definitely gonna keep the Wanderbrine Trapper. I mean, it's just like early. It's like an early beat stick. And yeah, it's just an early beat stick. It looks important. Do I need Lord of It? I can maybe shave one Lord. Maybe shave one Lord. I'll keep a consignment. How many counter spells do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we need... I don't want to have too many. Of course, I just want to like bounce some stuff off the battlefield. And we also have Otawara here just in case. Is there anything else in our sideboard? Not really. Maybe Floodpit's Drowner is slightly better than Sygg. What does Sygg do here? It helps us draw a card. It may give something, turn something into a true name. Okay, we'll keep it as it is. Just move on. I feel like I should have that extra consign in the deck though. I don't think a lot of the outside of like Wanderbrine Trapper, I'm not really thrilled with a lot of the other white cards for this matchup. Having a 1-mana 2/1 I think is awesome though. Okay, Thoughtseize. I like that. I like that a lot. Because you're gonna disrupt my hand. You're gonna spend 2 life doing it. They took my counterspell guy. They took my counterspell guy. All right. Our hand is like okay. I'll get Hollowed Fountain in this case. Now that I know that the life loss doesn't really matter. Ugh, there's that Urza Saga again. So frustrating. Another Profane Tutor. Well, that's terrible. That was just terrible. I'm going to play the other Ether Vial anyway. Now, the good thing about Ether Vial is this gets around what's called Orm's Chant. At least the don't let me cast my cards part of it. So far, opponent has a pretty good start. Oh, look at that. They're getting that Plains out. What are you going to do with that Plains? Orm's chanting stuff? You want to chant around here? We'll take this up. We'll take this up. And we can't attack because we'll just get blocked. One day we could attack, though. So I think I'll just leave this Wanderbrine Trapper up for the moment to just tap down our opponent's construct token, which they are very likely to play. Then we'll take our Vial up to 3. And what they get, we have no idea. Could be a sweeper. Could play Damnation here for all I know. Okay, they don't want to make too many construct tokens. They have other things to do with their turn. Oh my god! Ugh, I have fallen this for the millionth time. I hate doing this. So now we're ultra screwed. I wouldn't say it was completely free. Like, again, I'm a little paranoid. They got a, what's it called? Okay, they got the Isochron Scepter. I was pretty paranoid that they got a sweeper in their hand, but I can't be certain. Okay, so now I'm pretty locked out of the game. Pretty locked out of the game, I think. They just have to scepter a few turns. We would actually be fine. The problem is I drew a 3rd Ether Vial. That's the problem here. All right, no response. Sure, we'll take this thing up. I'll take this thing up too. Okay, we can concede this. This is silly. That was fast. All right, so it's even more important that we have Consigned to Memory in. We're bringing Consigned to Memory in. I'll dump one of these Adept Water Shapers just so that we're like more lean to the ground. Should I be even more lean to the ground? Maybe get rid of another Adept Water Shaper, get Floodpit Drowner. I'm really sorry for citing out the white cards, but like this is just not a matchup for this stuff. It's just not a matchup for it at all. Trying to think if Deepway Navigator is a little bit better than, say, Lord of Atlantis. Creature enters, untap each other Merfolk you control. Like, that's not a particularly useful ability at all. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. So Consigned to Memory can counter the trigger on Urza Saga before it finds, like, Pithing Needle or Codex Shredder or something. I don't like this hand because it's just not very interactive. How well can I lord out my opponent with this? Okay, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not thrilled about it, but I don't want to mulligan versus a Thoughtseize deck, Thoughtseize Inquisition deck. Let's start with Hollow Fountain, Wanderbrine Trapper, and pass. I also don't like, I'm in the dark in terms of like what my opponent has. Ooh, Harbinger of the Seas. How lovely. Consigned to Memory. Also lovely. Although it looks like I am fetching it away. I'm going to fetch it away. Now what do we have? Another Harbinger of the Seas, which is not good, because I already have enough of them. Silvergill Mentor or Lord. I guess we're going to play Silvergill Mentor. We'll behold a Merfolk on the battlefield. This is our Merfolk. Here's our board. Board's getting aggressive. They found an Orm's Chant. Thoughtseize number 1. Maybe it's their only Thoughtseize, I don't know. I'd assume if our opponent has Codex Shredder, they're going to let us keep the Harbinger of the Seas in our hand because there's a Harbinger of the Seas on top. This is where we can be very vulnerable to a like the Lantern combo. They'll just shred all the lands off the top of our deck. That is if Harbinger of the Seas is even a problem. I don't even know if it's a problem. It might. What does the Garden do? This land becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control with mana value X. Okay, so it can become another Lantern or Codex Shredder in theory. My next turn, I plan on just playing a Lord and hitting for a bunch of damage. Okay, so they got the card with the most unique ability. Shredder online. That's a very pretty card on top of our deck. It's however useless. Okay, attack for 8. We're threatening lethal next turn. But they do have an Orm's Chant. Oh, not anymore. They might be in desperation mode here. If they just play Ensnaring Bridge, they lose. They have to play Ensnaring Bridge plus a 0 mana card. Are they just going to resign here? And I would love to draw that Force of Negation. Oh my goodness. So they're sort of in a situation where they might want to actually shred the Force of Negation. Ah, damn, there's no land on top. What are you going to do with this information now? Well, they haven't resigned, so they got something. They got something up their sleeve. It's like it's not over. Do they have like an Orm's Chant in hand? Okay, they have an Orm's Chant in hand, I think. Okay, so I can't cast anything. I can't attack. And then next turn, they can play Ensnaring Bridge. Is that the idea? They draw a card. They're going to draw a Shredder, though. So they have to Codex Shredder away the... They have to shred away the top of their library, perhaps? Because if they draw the Shredder, that's... I mean, unless they have another land in hand, then you go land, Shredder, Bridge. No, they're going to shred themselves away. This is another Shredder. Does not help. And I've got a Flighted Strand on top. They're really playing like they have an Ensnaring Bridge, but if they play it, they lose, because they'd still have 3 cards in their hand, and I can still attack with all my 3 power creatures for victory. So they're looking for a land so that they can like play Bridge plus something else. All right, so now they're getting desperate. Who shuffled what? So they might just concede here. Ah, they found it. Damn it. And that was a great card because that counters my Harbinger of the Seas. There's the Bridge. And here's the last card, Duress, which does nothing. Yeah. Okay, can I draw? I actually don't even know what I can draw now because the Opal screws everything. I guess what I want to do is I want to draw a land so that I can... okay, I did draw the land. So land, and I can still play creatures with power greater. So even if they make infinite Urza Sagas, it means nothing. Unfortunately, they have 3 artifacts in play, which sucks. Okay, I'm going to look for a plains. Can't attack, can't attack. Shut up. So they can make Urza Saga tokens. That's fine. It will do nothing. Okay, there's Misha's Bauble. Because they can't... The Sagas can't attack. Okay, Profane Tutor. That's evil. So now we need to find a Sink into Stupor or our Otawara. Okay, that's fine. This is not useful right now. Or is it? It's probably not useful. Okay, can't attack with anything. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. It's funny, there's a turn where they may draw like a bunch of cards. I don't know how to take advantage of that, though. Okay, they're playing lands. I think I will do nothing for now. I'll just do nothing. No, I actually should do something. If I draw the... if I draw Sink, and then they play Orm's Chant, I should be able to, like, counter it. Ho ho ho! That's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so now, okay, how does the math work? So if you go Orm's Chant, how many things do I have to sack? Gotta probably sack like more things than I want to. Do I have to set? So I'm like wondering, do I have to set this up? So as lucky as our opponent got, I'm even more lucky. So what's the odds that they have Orm's Chant? They played a land. They could probably just have another land in hand for the most part. But they've kept that Mox Opal up just in case. Oh no, but you know what? Even if they play Orm's Chant, they have to replay the card. They have to replay Ensnaring Bridge. And we have Hexcatcher here. Yeah, this is easy peasy. So even if they play, yeah, then we won the match. We got counter luck. You got to remember when you're lucky, people. I mean, there's only one of these in the deck. I mean, I have this plus an Otawara, and they are the outs. I never had those outs back in 2016 versus Lantern Control. I have them now. 10 years later, I finally get my revenge versus this deck. But they were super lucky to set up their wins when they had them, and then we were super lucky. We had super luck back. Anyway, I'm happy about that victory. Okay, that was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. So we lost the die roll, but it's okay. We have a pretty good Ether Vial hand with, even though it's a one-lander. Oh, we're going to be put to the test versus what looks like Boros Energy, and our opponent is going to... Ugh. This is as painful of a start as there could possibly be. This is almost as ugly as it could be, too. But turn 2 is going to be good, because we'll get the Silvergill Mentor out, and that hopefully is going to be a really good blocker versus Ragavan, regardless of the removal that they have. So I'm a little optimistic here. Okay, we have an Oslet Pride, which we can double block. We got a lot of options here. On the other hand, we have to do more pain to ourselves. Okay, so I will pay... Like, this is terrible. So we're going to cast this card. I'm going to actually show the Silvergill Adept. I don't want to show that I have a 1-drop, because they could strategically prepare for that. And we have 2 1-drops. We have the Wanderbrine Trapper and Mindspring Merfolk. Trapper... So I don't want to say, like, this is an amazing matchup for the Trapper. It's nice that I have more 1-drops to block a Ragavan, but it's not like I can block Oslet Pride on the draw anyway. And the other thing with the Wanderbrine Trapper is that, well, I mean, this deck just has, like, so much removal, like Goblin Bombardment and the spot removal. So it's not that hard to get through it. Interesting. I plan on killing both of these. So I assume there's just one piece of removal in there. At least one piece of removal. So if I vial in say Mindspring Merfolk, or even Wanderbrine Trapper, and I double block Oscillate Pride, I assume there's at least one piece of removal. That's why they're attacking. Or maybe they're attacking because they don't care. Because if I double block, Ragavan gets through, deals 2 damage. It doesn't sound great. Or I could just chump, block, but then they still have the removal in their hand. Okay. Let's draw out the removal. I want to say long term that this is not that good. Or is this not that good? I like the fact that we can draw some cards, buff the team here, and we might need those cards. So, okay, I guess I'm going to sacrifice the Wanderbrine Trapper. Block with a bunch of 2/1s here. They do have removal, as expected, which is fine. And but we take no damage, and the Ragavan's off the board. There's another Oscillate Pride. Oh, but they gained life anyway. Interesting. So maybe the correct move was no. I don't want the stupid Ragavan to hit me. I don't like that. Okay, we're gonna take this up. Cavern of Souls. Fascinating card here. Very fascinating card. Do I want to play a Harbinger into the stupid treasure token? Not... what are the odds they have removal? But even if they don't have removal, they can still play something off of this treasure token. It's very frustrating. But it does shut down Flage. That's good. Just in case they were like sandbagging a Flage on us. Okay, so I guess we are going to play this Harbinger of the Seas. Merfolk, hope that there's no removal. There is. Oh, better luck next turn, I suppose. If there is no removal, this Harbinger of the Seas is very, very strong. Like, really strong. A Johnny. Okay. So I can block a Pride. A Johnny flips. Okay, hold on. Let's get some more information here. I don't have to block any of this, to be honest. But I probably should block something. Okay, let's put a Silver Gill Adept in play for more information. It's not particularly useful information here. Okay, what are the modes here? The other one is 0, make a cat. There's no red permanent on the battlefield, so it's just a cat generating machine. And then we also have put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. That's too strong. That's too much. But then if I do nothing, there's a bunch of cat tokens on the battlefield. And that's not acceptable either. Put a bunch of +1/+1s. Can I kill? Not really. What's that mode? Is it +1? Oh, it's +2. Johnny, put a +1/+1 on each cat you control. Okay, I think we have to wait. Can I afford to wait? What am I doing? The best line might be block Oscillate Pride. Let the stupid thing flip. And then just deal with it afterwards. We do have a champion of the shoal. I mean, if they want a plus, then that means they don't have an extra creature on the battlefield. Okay, they are going to put a +1/+1 counter on the stuff. We do get champions of the shoal in play by next turn, though. for whatever that's worth. I will leave this on 2. Especially if we draw... Ooh, we got a Sygg. Whatever the hell that does. I'm inclined to want to keep the Mindspring Merfolk, so I'm probably going to just get rid of this this Silvergill Adept. And now the real question is, what do I do? Oh, what's interesting is the Sygg's going to help us, like, kill... Well, I don't know about kill, but deal with this Ajani, sort of. Well, anyway, this is a big creature. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna exile the Silvergill Adept. And I guess we're gonna tap down the Oscillate Pride. And then we can play Sygg on... Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Sygg. I guess we're just... This ETB is just going to go to waste. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's not good news. But it's not red. So they can play white permanents, but it's not going to... The white permanents won't activate the damage ability from the Ajani. Alright, opponent continues to go aggro. So if I take all the damage, I can take 8. So I take... Well, I'll block the Cat Warrior. Okay, end of turn. We're going to play our Sygg. Just have an ETB. That's useless. Maybe this. I don't know. Say no to the vial. Well, that was great. Okay, anyway, we'll say no to this thing. I don't have white mana. Well, this is a game changer. Especially since Harbinger can still block this cat token. So, I can cleanly kill a Johnny now, 100%. Unless our opponent has that instant speed removal spell, then I'm a bit screwed. I will attack... I think I'm just going to kill off a Johnny. I don't want to see this thing anymore. Sure. And the champion... What is this? 3/3? Okay, we'll keep the Oscillate Pride at bay. Okay, Johnny down. One less problem for us. Play Mindspring Merfolk. By next turn, we can draw a bunch of cards and buff up our team. We're basically vulnerable for one turn. Okay, decide not to throw your creatures away. This is... Ooh, it's 10 damage. It's a lot of damage. It's more damage than I wanted it to be. Well, next turn I can keep my stuff buffed. So this is 6. It's just 10, right? Well, just 10 is a lot. Okay, I don't have a choice. I think I have to just take it all. Guide of Souls. There's 2 energy. How much energy do we need? 3. I will not pay for this thing. Okay, do I randomly have lethal? I play Master of the Pearl Trident, and I can also buff everything with Mindspring Merfolk. So this is 5, 12, 17 lethal. Yeah, that's lethal. Didn't even get to see what I drew. Damn. We won game 1 off of... Okay, there was a combination of champions of the Shoal and also the Sygg. Just having just a random unblockable creature. Well, let's not forget to give credit to like actual Master of the Pearl Trident, back-to-back Master of the Pearl Tridents, which help buff up the board for victory. Okay, this is energy. Let's bring in Flood Pit's Droner. Let's bring in. I always found Tishana's Tidebinder like really clunky versus in this matchup, mostly because this card is like holding up 3 mana. They just sort of see it coming, and like most of the abilities are like really really cheap. So I don't find Tishana's Tidebinder all that effective. Force of Negation is fine because you can counter things like Goblin Bombardment, which are absolutely lethal. Even hitting a Fable of the Mirror Breaker is really good, and we'll also bring in Harbinger of the Seas. Cards we don't want. Adept Water Shaper actually might be good. Consign of Memory we probably can live without. I'm going to love the Wanderbrine Trapper for any like big Guide of Souls that is getting out of control. Mindspring Merfolk is okay. Silvergill Adept is okay. Silvergill Mentor is very good. Very good. Soaked up some damage. Got rid of that stupid Ragavan. Otherwise, if we couldn't put 2 bodies on the battlefield, what would have ended up happening is I probably would have just chump blocked the Ragavan, not blocked the other Oslet Pride, and they probably would have used the removal spell on the blocked Ragavan, and I would have just been down. Okay, Sygg. I don't know if this is the matchup for it, but we'll keep trying. True Name Nemesis is not bad. Deepway Navigator. This looks terrible. So enters, untap oh, maybe it's fine. Okay, I have to get rid of 3 cards. And the 3 cards got to be something. Sygg's command looks awesome. Gaining a bunch of life is incredible. This also looks incredible. Adept Water Shaper looks incredible. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the Deepway Navigator. This creature enters, untap each other merfolk you control. No, I want to test this card. Just for the lulz. Okay, look, we'll get rid of Silvergill Adept. Even though I think it's good. Maybe 1 Force Negation. I don't think this card is good, but, you know, we should... For science, maybe it's useful. We're doing it for science. This is a really awkward Sygg's command hand. I'm going to keep it anyway. It's super awkward because we don't have the mana for it. We have like all our brown mana in our hand. We don't have a single white. We don't have a single blue. But hopefully by the time we do have both white and blue, this thing will be useful. See, look at that. We're already on our way. Let's start with, I guess, Ether Vial. And I imagine turn 2, I'll actually play the Hollowed Fountain and play tapped and just hardcast 1 Mindspring Merfolk. Pretty slow start. Did they mulligan? I think they mulligan quite a bit. Got a Guide of Souls, yep. Seems like they're on a mully. Ooh, Silvergill Mentor changes everything. I will behold a merfolk. And I guess the merfolk I behold... I guess it's just going to be Mindspring. I don't really want to show them that, but I don't have a choice. I mean, my other choice is Master of the Pearl Trident, but I don't think I can ambush my opponent big time here. Oh, our opponent's not going to fall for our Harbinger of the Seas again. Okay, Flage, ETBs, triggers galore. So many triggers. No attacks. Not surprised. Not surprised, opponent. Not surprised at all. Yeah, we'll tick this thing up. Another Master of the Pearl Trident. Is it worth it for me? How far is the Flage? Flage is very far away. Okay, I'm just gonna hard cast a Mindspring Merfolk and pass. Well, actually, what I can do... Actually, hold on. I can attack with both these cards. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I can attack with both these cards. That is the weirdest block of all time. I guess that based on how long it took me to make this play, it sort of looked like a bluff. But it's a pretty insane line, in my opinion. Okay, and then we'll put this land in play. It will not come into play untapped. Oh, unless they were setting up the Pyroclasm. Maybe there's a Pyroclasm in my future. The Wrath the Skies. Wipe me out. But they also got wiped out. But they fueled the graveyard for their Flage. Okay, now what are we doing? We are hoping our opponent doesn't find a final land. Okay, so I guess we're going to start off with this Master of the Pearl Trident. And then follow it up with Sygg, I suppose. Actually, I don't know what I'm supposed to start off with. I'm like, I want to play... I want some random creature in play first. Okay, there's Guide. There's Seasoned Pyromancer. Nothing to discard. And just like that, we're toast. It's actually another reason I have Force of Negation post board. What does this thing say? The creature has to like get in the damage. Yeah, that's not happening here. That's not gonna happen here. I'm not getting in any damage. And pass. I guess this exchange wasn't so bad for the opponent after all. And now I'm going to get... Well, it's not over, but I'm going to get somewhat clobbered by this Flage. What is Flage going to go after? It's going to go after my Sygg, or is it going to go after my Lord? Okay, I need a white or blue source for the Sygg's command. Ah, damn. I can't copy the Sygg anymore. Also, I can't use this ability. What's the ability on the backside? Transforms. Target creature gets a shield counter. This is a fantastic example of like why I was not super high on Sygg versus like matchups like this where we're just never gonna, or very unlikely gonna put stuff on a, be able to activate this ability properly. It's very good versus like sort of mid-rangey and control decks. But when you're up against another super aggro deck with a lot of removal, it can be very painful. Now this is going to get increasingly more painful. Because I did not draw the land necessary to play my Sygg's command, which could tap down the Flage and draw a card, which would buy me another turn. Okay, I think I'm just going to concede this game. This looks a bit too difficult. What was coming up? Okay, I'll never know. Okay, Rat the Skies. Okay, we'll definitely bring in the Force Negation. Okay, screw you, Deepway Navigator. I don't need you that badly. Anything else I could use? To be honest, I think Tishana's... Deepway Navigator... I think Tishana's Tidebinder is slightly better than that. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Tishana's Tidebinder here. Or probably should have Silvergill Adept in, but that's okay. Card advantage is still useful. Card advantage is still useful. Going first, hand looks good. It looks good. It looks good. We're going to keep it. Looks quite fine. Guess I'm almost certainly going to play this on blue mana because of Silvergill Mentor. Maybe not necessarily. Yeah, maybe I could have drawn an island or something instead and saved that for a white source. Our hand's pretty aggro. Don't know if aggro is useful. Not entirely sure. Harbinger of the Seas is nice. Okay, I'm going to Silvergill Mentor. I'm going to Behold Master of the Pearl Trident, because I don't want them to know strategically that I have a Trapper in hand. And it's incredibly likely this is what I'm going to play with my Ether Vial on the next turn, given I don't have any more 2-drops. Oh, they have nothing to do on turn 1. They dumped a Guide of Souls. That's a very strong card against us. Sort of implies that they're like hungry for lands, like really, really hungry for lands. They got removal. They got themselves a Galvanic Discharge, I think. Got themselves a Galvanic Discharge. I got myself a Flood Pits Drowner, though. That's pretty strong, too. What do I do here? Just pass? Maybe just pass. And then play a Flood Pits on the Pride or something. Or quadruple block the damn thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. And the next turn we'll have Harbinger of the Seas. And just hopefully win. Just win on the spot. Yeah, they definitely have removal. And they know, remember, they know about our Master of the Pearl Trident. They know about this card. It's interesting they chose this card. They don't want us to clone it or something? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't let this resolve. I should vial in the Master of the Pearl Trident to make them use more energy. It's like not that big of a deal, but I mean, it's like something. Oops, that was a mistake. I wasn't supposed to do that. I was actually meant to tap this thing down. I'm getting very strong Wrath the Sky vibes here. Like really, really strong Wrath the Sky vibes. I think I'm just going to let this thing ping me. And then I'm going to figure it out afterwards. Guess we're going to play Flood Pits now. I'm going to tap down the Oslet Pride anyway. They have some good chunk of removal here, that's for sure. If we draw a land, that would be beautiful. Because then we could... we have 2 Harbinger. Okay, so they're sort of screwed either way. One way or another. Okay, so I can attack with the Flood Pits Drowner. If they block with the cat, kill my Master of the Pearl Trident, I can then suck away the Oslet Pride. Okay, none of that mattered. So, just pass the turn, I guess. Okay, my Master of the Pearl Trident is dead. But that's 2 Galvanic Discharges down. Your opponent can't cast spells on your turn. That's not that big of a deal. Okay, we're going to activate our vial. Oh, okay, they just let it happen. Good. Okay, so we can tick the vial up, play Champions of the Shoal, and this might be... It's probably GG. It's probably GG. Also, this Wanderbrine Trapper actually deals with the Voice of Victory as well, which is convenient. Let's put a... This is fun. All right, Champions of the Shoal. It's back. It's better than ever. And I can attack with these things. Then I can tap down the Oslet Pride. I assume our opponent cannot cast anything. Nothing. Beginning of combat, tap you down. And this is just the system until our opponent is a goner. Attack with this, attack with this. This will continuously tap down the Voice of Victory, which is currently losing at the moment. Not so victorious right now, that's for sure. And we'll, you know, just in case one Harbinger of the Seas wasn't enough, a second one can't hurt, that's for sure. Opponent says good games. Thank you very much for the games. Okay, well, okay. Let's take a recap what happened in this match. We were on the draw. We won game 1. Our opponent had good hands, like virtually every single game. No, mind you, we had pretty good hands too. I think we had Vial like every single game. And we came out victorious. Now, mostly a very... Let's not forget that Harbinger of the Seas played a huge part, especially in games 1 and 3. But I'm very appreciative of the stabilization of Champions of the Shoal, which also helped in, was it game 1? I think it was in game 1. And also the Wanderbrine Trapper to also interact with our opponent's creatures. Who knows? There could have been a Flage out. That could have been a real thing. All right, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. We lost the die roll. We have a curve. We're going to keep it. It's not a very interactive hand, but the hand is a hand. Opponent starts off very aggressively. Nethergoyf. Nethergoyf it is. Adept Water Shaper. Maybe we're going to see the power of our other cards in this deck. What does this card do again? It's a hot minute since I've played against a Nethergoyf. Its power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Oh yeah, and it escapes. It's the 1-mana Goyf. Faithless Looting. Some aggro Reanimator deck. So you can like beat down. You have a beatdown plan on one end, and then you've got like the Reanimator plan on another end. Right now, I don't really see anything in our hand actually helps us here. Doesn't seem like a very interactive hand versus this deck at the moment. Silvergill Mentor is like, I guess, okay. Oh, it's a Hollow One deck. And they discarded the Hollow One. So they don't have any other discard outlets right now. So what that means is I need to, like, sort of dump my cards on the battlefield. I'm probably going to play Sygg. Just for the sake of... Or maybe I won't. Oh, they did have a Hollow One. Oh, they had to... Okay. They had to do something. Ugh. It's bad timing, Etherval. It's bad timing. What do I want to do here? Silvergill Mentor to block a little bit before I can come back a little bit? Sure. Behold, this Mind Spring already in play. Unfortunately, the Adept Water Shaper is completely outclassed by these things, as it is. But, I mean, it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I could, like, theoretically double block the Hollow One, and that's not the end of the world. I'm gonna chump. Should I chump? Yeah, I'm gonna chump. Just to keep my life total a little bit high. Gonna budget my life total a little bit here. Wanderbrine Trapper is amazing. That was a great draw. Okay, so I could attack for 3, take 8, go to 4, play the Vial and the Trapper. As long as you've attacked with 3. Like, this isn't only a Lord when you're ahead. It's not a Lord when you're behind. It's brutal. Okay, so, okay, there's a greedy line I could take. The greedy line is I play Sygg. I target Silvergill Mentor. I attack, I draw a card, and the card I draw is an Ether Vial. No, that actually doesn't work so well with me. I don't like that. Okay, so I'm going to attack for 3. And I'm just going to play Vial and the Wanderbrine Trapper, so that the Trapper can start immediately tapping things down next turn. I'll take 8. I have a feeling the Trapper's going to die. But if the Trapper died, I wasn't going to block like Hollow One or any of this stuff anyway. In theory, if I had enough lands, I could tap something down with the Trapper, play Deepway Navigator to untap this thing, do it all over again. But I'm quite a bit short. Oh, that's interesting. By playing the Faithless Looting, it shrunk the Nethergoyf. Might be some good news for you, Adept Watershaper. Might be some good news. Still a 3/4, because a bunch of, what, a creature and a land hit the graveyard. Oh, I hate this creature. This creature is strong. Okay, so I'm going to take 7. Which is not 3. I think it's very important to keep my head above 3 life in this type of matchup. Is this going to be another Nethergoyf? Another Faithless Loot? No, definitely not another Faithless Looting. Oh, it's another Hollow One. More Hollow Ones, more problems. Drawing Ether Vials, not on turn 1. Completely sucks. Okay, I will... Am I just dead? Sort of looks and feels like I am dead. No, I can chump block. I can tap a Hollow One, chump block another one. No, I can actually double block with Deepway Navigator. Oh no, but then... Well, if I double block with Deepway Navigator... I have to do a bunch of other chumping elsewhere. Okay, I mean, that's the best I can do, though. Okay, we're going to flash in Deepway Navigator, and I will double block a Hollow One with Silvergill Mentor, and then I guess I'm going to chump block Hollow One. Oh, God. Bowmasters. I'm just going to concede. I'm not coming back from this. No, thank you. That's too much. I'm going to wipe out my entire board. Okay, what do we want? Okay, Force Negation is fine. Force Negation is good because just countering Faithless Looting goes a really long way. If I remember correctly, like this deck is supposed to have like a lot of basic lands, and Harbinger of the Seas is like weak. So I'm gonna keep it at 3. I don't want more than 3. Floodpits Drowner is very good. Consigned Memory is probably... Okay, so Consigned Memory can counter a Hollow One. That's about it. I don't know if we need it that badly. Okay, cards I don't like Deepway Navigator. This is silly. Or maybe it's less silly because it doesn't die to Bowmasters. I gotta consider Bowmasters here. What's vulnerable to Bowmasters? Trapper's vulnerable to Bowmasters, but this is like, this is a prime deck to play this against. I swear Tishana's Tiebinder probably has some sort of target, but I can't think of it at the moment. I like what Adept Watershaper's utility here. I could like block, activate Mindspring Merfolk, make it indestructible. Also, just having a 3/4 body seems okay. Yeah, I don't know about removing these consigned memories, but that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, submit this. Submit this deck. It's one lander, but it's got a vial, and it's got a curve. So no matter what, we'll definitely play something on turn 2 with Wanderbrine Trapper. We also have a lot of card advantage in this hand. Silvergill Adept, Silvergill Mentor. This is a very good card in this matchup. Floodpits Drowner. Ether Vial go. Street Wraith. Gonna go for turn 1 Hollow One with double Street Wraith Hollow One. It's possible. So I think this is very worth forcing here, and I'll get rid of the Drowner. There's nothing in play. There's nothing in play. Go land. I guess I'm gonna go find an island. I'm gonna play Silvergill Adept first because I want to get underneath Bowmasters if that's in the cards. And also, I want to maximize the cards in my hand if my opponent plays, was it Goblin Lore? And makes us like draw and discard a bunch of cards. Whereas if I play Silvergill Mentor, I have one less card in my hand. And what is this? You want to destroy my artifact? Artifact down. Okay, can we draw a land for this Harbinger of the Seas? Although they do have a red up, but it'll shut off the black. We do get it. Okay, with Prismatic Vista, we'll go get our planes. Huzzah! Yeah, maybe Harbinger of the Seas is still worth siding in, if anything, to just shut off the black mana in the deck. No, but if I remember, there's not a lot of black. There's not supposed to be a lot of black cards in this deck. Whenever you discard one or more cards, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature and a cycling 2. Sure. Hoo-hoo! That's a good one. Do I play it immediately? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play this first. I'll show the Wanderbrine Trapper. I'll tap this thing down, just in case some shenanigans are on the way. And now I'll attack for 4. And then next turn I can play the Lord to attack for victory. My line is like a little greedy. There, so 3 cards got discarded. That's funny. So I still have this thing. So I drew 3 cards and I discarded everything. My opponent goes LOL. Oh, they've got like all the hollow ones. How many hollow ones? 3 hollow ones! I'm gonna give them 3 exclamation points. Alright, all of a sudden they feel very brave. Unfortunately, not brave enough. For I got to keep my Master of the Pearl Trident, which grants all my creatures Island Walk. Island Walk right through you. It's not even clear that I'm even losing from this board state if I even lost the Lord and had to keep like I don't know, another Harbinger of the Seas or something. Anyway, okay, we won 1 game. Let's not get too excited. Let's not get too excited. There's another game coming up. We still have another game. So if I play the Harbinger of the Seas, it probably shuts off Fatal Push, Nethergoyf. What else? I don't know. I think that's about it. Tashana's Tidebinder actually looks better. But, like, I want to bring in Tashana's Tidebinder, but, like, what am I gotta throw out cards like Adept Water Shaper, and we're supposed to be playtesting these things. Even in the times I've drawn this, like, I've almost never wanted to have it on the board. It's just literally mostly a 3/4. It's too bad we never got to use Sygg's command once. It's just the mana was just too clunky. Okay, we're gonna click it back. There's probably some argument to having consigned memory on the draw. Some argument. We don't got Vile. But I don't feel like this is something I can throw away either. Curves perfectly. It's also the random chance we just win with Harbinger of the Seas. There's a random chance. Our opponent mulliganed a bit. Okay, so in order to curve into Harbinger of the Seas, we are going to have to fetch into a Hollowed Fountain. Otherwise, I would have preferred to fetch into a Plains. Okay, we got a Raucous Theater. We're going to be doing some surveilling. What do you see over there in that surveilling world of yours? What have you surveilled? Molten Collapse. Choose one. If you descended this turn, you can choose both. Destroy a creature or planeswalker. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Ugh! Very ugly. Very, very, very ugly, I must say. Oh, look at that. We're top decking the basic lands. Our opponent has Bowmasters. Our opponent has Bowmasters. What to do about that? What to do about that? I guess we're just playing a Silvergill Mentor. That's the solution here. There's like nothing else they could possibly have here. There's just like you're an aggressive. This is an aggressive deck that plays Goblin Lore and Faithless Looting, and then all of a sudden they're just doing nothing. Really, nothing. Maybe they have Pyroclasm. Maybe they're just letting me like, hey, just dump your hand, go for it. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm not attacking into your Bowmasters. I'm not attacking into your Bowmasters. See? I've played this game before. I've played these games before! A little bit of a Squid Game reference. Well, I'll be really happy if I can get Harbinger of the Season play, because it seems like there's a lot of black cards in this deck. Like, a lot. Just tons. Street Wraith. By all means, play a hollow one. No! Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a bit evil. I gotta take my Harbinger of the Seas now. That's very rude. Very rude. But if this is all they have, then this is great. I'll play the Adept Water Shaper next turn, and like I'll just attack. I'll just attack for 3. The creatures are indestructible, and then follow it up with like Sygg, and attack with Mutavault or something. So actually things are pretty good if they take the Harbinger of the Seas. Unless they're gonna follow this up with like 2 hollow ones, then I'm in trouble. Okay, it wasn't 2 hollow ones. Also seems like they're really running out of gas. Okay, Adept Water Shaper. We are strangely the beatdown right now, so let's take advantage of it while we can. They're indestructible. All right, everyone. Everyone who is so desperate for me to play test this card, there you go. You're seeing it right now. It's in action. It's an action. It's even going to have some synergy with my Sygg next turn, because I'm going to make some random creature threaten to draw me a card. Unless they block it. Oh, do you have like Fatal Push? Fatal Push kill my my poor little Adept Water Shaper. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot to think about here. Okay, now something to be noted here, because there's Goblin lore in my opponent's deck, I probably am not going to play this Ether Vial. In fact, I might even just sandbag these two cards so that between Burning Inquiry and Goblin lore, I'll have things. Sorry, not Goblin lore, Burning Inquiry. I'll have cards in my hand to. What the hell did that mean? They shocked themselves. They have Death Shadow in this deck. But anyway, if they play Burning Inquiry, then we have like random cards we can discard to draw into fresh cards. Whereas if you have no cards in your hand, you can't make good use out of Burning Inquiry. Here's this fellow again. It gets counters. Gets counters. Oh, we got a Trapper. Get another Trapper. So how big can these things get? Okay, I'll play Wanderwine, or Wanderwine Wisdom, Sygg. And I guess I'm going to make the Silvergill Mentor. I'm afraid this thing's going to block. They're going to discard a card or something, like cycle something, and then easily just kill the token. So I'll put on the Silvergill Mentor. And I will attack with everything. I think that's okay. I think. If they pump up the Marauder once, then I can kill Bowmasters and the Marauder if they gang block my Adept Water Shaper. Tarfire deals 2 damage to any target. I do not care. Unholy Heat. Oh, I might care about that. All right. Blowoutville. Population me. Yeah, there was nothing really I could do about that. Okay, so what can I do about this situation? I'm going to get the Trapper on the battlefield. Okay, our opponent has no cards in hand, but there's a Faithless Looting in the graveyard. So they can double the counters on this thing. But we're way ahead. Like we're just ahead. Oh! No way! This is great. Draw us into something good. Oh, wait a minute, this is bad. I forgot about all these triggers. I was so excited for a second. I didn't even benefit. Like I still have lands in my hand. I did draw some stuff. Yeah, this is terrible. Wow, burning it. Now I see the Orcish Bowmasters into Burning Inquiry. Oh, that's busted. This is so sad. I thought I was so winning. No, I am so losing. Ah! It's a bit late. I'm at 7. Ah. Gonna take 7. Okay, it's not over. It's not over, but it's not good either. Whenever you discard one or more cards, oh, you can play Faithless Looting next turn. So it goes 6. I'm gonna take 9. I'll go to 2. Okay, it's not over, but holy crap, I am basically dead. Basically lost. Yeah, knowing how this deck is, knowing the construction of this deck, I would definitely bring in the next Harbinger. Like, did they not have a swamp? Like, they should definitely find their swamp every game. And they played several Bloodstained Mires. This seems incredibly irresponsible to go get, like, Blood Crypt. The Surveil land I understand if they just didn't have any lands in their hand. So I must take 9. Why don't you attack with this thing? It's a bit silly. Alright. Now I need to draw, like, Flood Pits Drowner. What else? Oh, you know what it'll also help me? Would be... was it our Champions of the Shoal? That would have been great. Although I would have to exile my Harbinger of the Seas. But still, it'd be great. How do I get the hell out of this situation? Maybe... I can't even do... Actually, I can't even do it with Mindspring Merfolk. Can't even do it with Mindspring. I think I have to chump block with Mindspring Merfolk. I have to keep the Harbinger on the battlefield. Just hope to... Like, I played the land hoping that I would... Okay, you can... Oh, this is just going to kill me. Okay, good games. Okay, we lose. We lose. Okay. Okay, we learned some things. Let's get back to our deck. I learned nothing actually. Actually, no, okay. Let's take a recap of all the cards and how good or bad they were. Let's start off with Wanderbrine Trapper. It was great actually. So it was a very good beater very early on in the game in all the games that we needed it. And it could interact with our opponent's board exactly as I wanted to. I'm not sure where it stands versus the energy matchup, but like against Lantern Control, I really enjoyed that. It's just a random one, a 1 mana 2 power creature to deal a significant amount of damage very early on in the game, and you could see the same things did happen versus energy and also the Hollow One deck. So really like Wanderbrine Trapper. We're definitely going to be playing this card again. Next, I already know Silvergill Mentor is great, so I'm not going to comment much about that. Sygg was more playable than I thought it was. That being said, in the games where, you know, Sygg was going off, we still lost those matches. So I'm willing to give Sygg another chance. Like it was doing more things than I thought, but whereas in the later matches, in fact the ones that we won, Sygg actually proved to be less valuable because I think it's just hard to... I think in theory, in my opinion, this card should be very difficult to use. Because at ETBs, you have to target a creature that is definitely going to get in damage, which it maybe is slightly more likely now that we have Wanderbrine Trapper. But it's just hard to get in. I think it's hard to get in that damage. If you top deck this card and there's nothing in play, then you're screwed. If you are slowly deploying the board out with Ether Vial, then this card is not going to like catch your opponent by surprise all that often. And I think it's probably mana intensive, but not entirely sure. I'm willing to give this card another try. Willing to give this card another try. Deepway Navigator. This is useless. This is junk. It's not a lord. It's like if you attack with a bunch of creatures, then it acts like a lord. If you have a bunch of creatures, you're probably winning anyway. And I think also again flashing and untapping all your creatures. This is some sort of magical Christmas land thing. Adept Water Shaper. You know, like. I never really liked the idea of this card because first off, it's not useful by itself. Remember, we're a Merfolk deck. We have nothing on the battlefield most of the time. So I'm going to put a lot of judgment on a card. Like, how good is this card just by itself? How good is this card? And for 3 mana, it's very bad by itself. It's just a 3 mana 3/4. Sveloon at least can draw a card every other turn. So I'm not impressed with this card. We did get our 1 attack in. Our opponent killed the Adept Water Shaper and we got blown out all the same. Like it just didn't matter. It did not bring any safety to our creatures. So like, what am I supposed to do? Not attack? And then if I'm not attacking, then this card's purpose is purposeless. I don't like the Adept Water Shaper. It's too bad we did not get to see Sygg's command in action. Like, we just never had the opportunity. Once you hit 3 mana, and again, like, we may not even have any creatures in play. This card is better if you have a board, which, like, if you have a board, you can get a lot of value out of lifelink. If you have a board, you can make a copy out of your best creature. If you have a board, you can stun your opponent's creature and get on the offense. If you have no board, stunning your opponent's creature and drawing a card is, like, not really that good at sorcery speed. In fact, it's terrible. So this card depends on a board, and if you already have that board, it's like more of a win more type of card. Champions of the Shoal. I love this card. I love it. I love it. I think it performed in this league. Helped us beat energy. I think it's a great card, and I'm definitely going to play with it again. So I'm going to play Blue-White again, and we'll just scrap out all the scrubby cards. And by all means, if you believe in these cards in Modern, go for it. Prove me wrong, but I just don't see how it interacts with the metagame right now, and I'm just going to dump them. That being said, I think Wanderbrine Trapper was great, and I really like Sygg. And if you know any like good white sideboard cards, let me know, because I don't know, I don't know any. I didn't like it's all blue cards. I feel like I'm leaving some sort of equity on the table or something here. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Nikachu, Merfolk Master, playing Azorius Merfolk in Modern.